US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky say talks aimed at ending the Ukraine war have made progress, but key disputes, especially over territory, remain unresolved. After meeting in Florida, Trump said, "One or two very thorny issues are still blocking a final deal, with land being the biggest challenge." Zelensky said 90% of a 20-point peace plan has been agreed.
And we discussed all the aspects of the peace framework, which includes, and we have great achievements, 20-point peace plan, 90% agreed, and US-Ukraine security guarantees, 100% agreed. US-Europe-Ukraine security guarantees, almost agreed. Military dimension, 100% agreed. Prosperity plan being finalized, and we also discussed the sequencing of the following actions. And we agree that security guarantees is the key milestone in achieving lasting peace, and our teams will continue working on all aspects. We also had a joint productive call.
Trump claimed Ukraine's security guarantees are 95% done, though he gave no details on troop deployments or enforcement mechanisms.
Well, I think you can say 95%, but I don't like to say percentages. I just think we're doing very well. We could be very close. There are one or two very thorny issues, very tough issues, but I think we're doing very well. We made a lot of progress today, but really we've made it over the last month. This is not a one-day process deal. This is very complicated stuff, but I think when the president says 95, I think, could be close to 95%.
The main deadlock centers on Donbas in eastern Ukraine. Trump said a proposal to demilitarize the region remains unsettled, noting that some territory has already been taken and more could change hands in the coming months.
The word agreed is too strong. I would say not agreed, but we're getting closer to an agreement on that, and that's a big issue, certainly. That's one of the big issues, and I think we're closer than we were probably. It's unresolved, but it's getting a lot closer. That's a very tough issue, but one that I think will get resolved. Yeah, please.
Russian President Vladimir Putin's foreign affairs advisor Yuri Ushakov said the phone call between Putin and US President Donald Trump was initiated by Washington, lasted 75 minutes, and was described as friendly, benevolent, and businesslike.
For complete cessation of hostilities, a bold, responsible political decision is needed from Kyiv first and foremost, that aligns with the work being conducted through the Russian-American channel. This decision, related to the Donbas, with the current situation on the front taken into account, would make sense for the Ukrainian regime to make without delay.
Russia currently controls about 20% of Ukraine, including most of Donetsk and nearly all of Luhansk. Moscow wants Kyiv to withdraw from remaining areas, while Ukraine has proposed a free economic zone under Ukrainian security control. Trump also revealed he spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying Putin wants Ukraine to succeed. The Kremlin said both leaders agreed a temporary ceasefire backed by the EU, and Ukraine would only prolong the war.
As you know, I had an excellent phone call with President Putin that lasted for over 2 hours. We discussed a lot of points, and I do think we're getting a lot closer, maybe very close. The President and I just spoke to the European leaders.
European leaders welcomed signs of progress but pushed for firm guarantees, with EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen calling for ironclad security assurances, and France announcing a January meeting of Ukraine's allies in Paris.